This is an interview about multi-level marketing.
Okay.
You know what that is?
Yes.
Tell me what it is.
It's more like like social networking and all that good stuff.
Social networking.
Yeah,
That's very hip of
Pretty
you.
much the bottom line of it.
So, but if I ask you who the president of the United States is,
Obama.
who's the vice president of the United States?
I do not know.
But he doesn't matter anyway, does he?
Right. I don't stick with politics.
Yeah.
It's messy.
So, do you know who Warren Buffett is?
I do not.
Okay. How about Bill Gates?
Right, yes.
If I say the term to you, multi-level marketing opportunity, have you ever heard of that?
Yes.
What companies come to mind?
Bill Gates Company. Yeah.
Bill Gates Company. What's the name of Bill Gates Company?
Microsoft.
Okay, excellent. So if I say pyramid scheme, do any companies come to mind?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates again?
Keeping a trend.
You're on a trend. So Bill Gates is running a pyramid scheme.
Okay.
Is he?
I believe I'm not really on top of that. Yeah.
Okay, so has anybody ever come up to you and said, hey, how'd you like to make a lot of extra money, come to a meeting tonight, join our team, make a lot of money, drive a nice car?
I run the other way.
You run the other way. So does that happen to you, though? Do people say that to you?
I've had it happen in the past, yeah, with a couple, health products and stuff like that I know there's a pyramid scheme underneath it, yeah.
Health products with a pyramid scheme underneath it.
Well, all those energy drinks and things like that, I do not want to deal with that, yeah.
I'm Pyramid Man. Pyramid Man. Do you keep your income options open for making extra money? So Mariah, who's the president of the United States?
Barack Obama,
And who's the vice president?
Joe Biden.
And do you know who Warren Buffett is?
Yes,
Who is he?
he's a multi-billionaire.
You know what he does for a living?
Invests.
Okay. So when I say to you the term multi-level marketing opportunity, what comes to mind?
I think of people selling energy drinks and candles and Melaleuca and a whole bunch of other stuff.
And is that like a good feeling, a good idea, or not so good?
I think it can be done well in ways that empower salespeople, and I think it can also be very exploitive and damaging. So both. It's not either good or bad.
Great. Have you ever been involved in any of those companies or products?
People have tried to recruit me, but I've declined the opportunities.
When they tried to recruit you, what did they say?
They flattered me a lot. Oh, Mariah, you know so many people. You'd be so successful. You'd make so much money at this. And I just would like to use my connections for other purposes.
Did they say anything like I did nice earrings?
Oh, yeah.
That too, yeah. If I say to you the term multi-level marketing opportunity, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Kyani.
Kyani. Yeah. Are you a Kyani distributor?
Yes.
For how long?
About a year.
And how you doing?
I did okay at start, but I kind of bagged it for a while and letting everybody else build the pyramid under me.
You're letting everybody build the pyramid under you. Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. Have you done any ones before, Kyani?
No.
That's your first one?
Yeah.
So what do you think? Where do you think you're going to be in the pyramid like 5 years from now?
Hopefully in the Bahamas with a martini.
If I say the words pyramid scheme, what comes to mind?
Pyramid scheme? Someone is scheming to like mess with the pyramids or something?
Yeah, like
I've
somebody's.
heard some stuff about like electromagnetic pulses pulsing up into the what do they call that? Outer space and all that from all the pyramids around the world. I think I read that in the newspaper.
Read that in the newspaper, and that's a pyramid scheme when the electromagnetic pulses are conspiring around the world to mess with the pyramids.
Yeah, they out in the Bermuda Triangle is where it's strongest. If you haven't heard, the electromagnetic pulses that are coming out of the Bermuda Triangle are like 3 to 1 compared to all the other ones.
3 to 1 compared to the other. That's awesome, Tanner. Hey, thank you very much. Free Starbucks for you.
Sweet.
All right. Happy Talk Like a Pirate Day.
September 19th every year. It's a good day to just talk like a pirate and have a good time and have some fun. Well, it's just a fun way to make people smile and laugh and just have everybody just have a good time. You know, it's a rough world out there.
So you decided to walk around town with a "Talk Like a Pirate Day" sign.
Yes, and dressed in full pirate gear, and also anybody that gives me their best R, I'll be giving them a piece of me treasure.
A piece of your treasure.
I've got a bunch of candy here, and
okay.
this is just something just to make people laugh and smile.
How's this one?
Arr! Oh, that'd be perfect.
Arr, perfect.
How about yourself, the
How about
Yankee?
some booty? Here, give me all of this. Give me. No, I just want one. Want a piece of candy? There you go. All right, so you obviously do not care at all what people think of you.
You know, not at all. No, not at all. A pirate never cares about what these landlubbers think about me.
So, have you ever heard of multi-level marketing?
Multi-level marketing. I'm afraid I have not.
How about network marketing?
Yes, I have heard of network
So,
marketing.
if I say network marketing, what company comes to mind?
Facebook.
Facebook. Yeah. Like Microsoft, maybe.
Definitely Microsoft. Yep.
Okay.
Definitely.
Network marketing. How about direct selling opportunity?
This direct selling opportunity. That sounds like close person-to-person sales.
And any company come to mind?
Basically any retail outlet.
Like Nordstrom's or
Nordstrom,
Macy's.
anything like that where it's
Okay,
actually,
so what if I say pyramid scheme? Any company come to mind?
Amway.
No, really? Amway?
That's the first one that everybody knows.
What's the second one?
A friend of mine was telling me this a few years ago. It's called Melaleuca or something.
Melaleuca.
Yeah.
Pyramid scheme.
Yeah, one of those things where you're buying products, selling to other people, then they sell it to other people, and it's a weird trickle-down effect.
David, so who's the president of the United States?
Obama.
Obama. Who's the vice president?
Joe Biden.
Ah, smart guy. So, have you ever heard of Warren Buffett?
Yep.
How about Bill Gates?
Yep.
Larry Ellison?
Yep. Well, yeah. No, he's Oracle.
Yeah. You're like 6 for 6. Have you ever heard of the term multi-level marketing?
Yep.
Any companies come to mind?
Amway.
You ever heard of multi-level marketing?
Yes,
Like, yes.
sure.
And when I say multi-level marketing, what companies come to mind?
Pyramid companies. Nothing good.
Nothing good.
Nothing good.
Any names of companies come to mind?
The Amway.
Amway.
So, welcome to Spokane. Welcome to Spokane. I am the MLM ambassador of Spokane, Washington. Yeah. So, are you ladies involved in multi-level marketing now? No. You're not involved in any multi-level marketing? So none of you ladies are in Amway or Avon or Mary Kay. Come on, tell the truth. No. What are you? You're in Nican. Who's your upline in Nican? You know?
She's my upline.
Who's the most famous person in Nican you know?
Dave Johnson.
I know Dave Johnson. Dave Johnson and I are super MLM men. Did you know that?
Yes.
Randy, I'm Richard.
Nice to meet you.
When I say multi-level marketing company to you, any company come to mind?
AT&T.
AT&T is a multi-level marketing company. Like if I say network marketing, does any company come to mind?
Amazon.
Amazon. If I say direct selling opportunity, does any company come to mind?
Like telemarketing.
Telemarketing. How about if I say pyramid scheme, does any company come to mind?
I'm not sure what that means.
You're not sure what a pyramid scheme is. Okay. So if I said to you, hey, how'd you like to make an extra $1,000 or $2,000 a month working with me selling a product? What's the first thing that would come to mind if I said that to you?
Like selling knives.
Selling knives. And does that appeal to you?
No.
Why not?
I'm just not into selling stuff.
All right, cool. So can you sell me a little harder about how you're not into selling stuff?
Well, I mean, I don't want to sell stuff door to door.
Would you sell stuff like What, like car to car?
Prefer the phone.
Phone. So you're a telemarketer.
Yeah.
So if I said, how'd you like to make an extra $1,000 or $2,000 a month working from home, talking on the phone, you're in.
I'm in.
Okay, Ashley, some baseline questions. These are important. Look into the camera. Okay. Who is the President of the United States?
Barack Obama.
Who's the Vice President?
What's his name?
What's his name? You're asking me, I asked you. What's the Vice President of the United States? Anybody know? Yeah. Anybody know?
Biden.
Biden.
Thank you.
Joe Biden. Okay. Do you know who Warren Buffett is?
I do.
Who is he?
Well, is he an artist?
He is an artist.
Yes.
Yes, Warren Buffett is an artist.
Okay.
And he's one of the most famous artists ever, right?
Sure, yeah.
Do you know who Bill Gates is?
I do.
Who is he?
He's the richest man in the world.
He is the richest man in the world, or so they say.
Okay.
All right, so if I say to you multi-level marketing opportunity, what comes to mind?
I'm not sure.
How about if I say direct selling opportunity? Anything come to mind?
Sales. I mean, I'm not sure what you're trying to get at.
Okay, how about if I say pyramid scheme? Anything?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Amway.
Amway. Any other companies come to mind?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's
Name them, please.
Life Shots.
Life Shots?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
What?
You said Life Shots is a pyramid scheme?
A little bit.
Where have you heard of that company?
What was that?
Where'd you hear that company?
I don't want to say now.
It's okay. It's actually hysterical. We're gonna give you a $100 Starbucks card for telling us about Life Shots, the pyramid scheme.
Well, I don't know if it necessarily is. My best friend is the vice president of marketing for that company.
Oh, and what would your best friend's name be?
I don't think I should say.
Does it start with an M?
Yes.
So you think your best friend, Melissa,
Oh my God.
is the vice president of marketing of a pyramid scheme?
Just the way that it's run, I thought that you have like your upper levels and then you get people underneath you to basically work for you. And that's,
So you think whoever's running it is running it like a pyramid scheme?
I really don't want to answer this.
No, it's a good question, right?
This is not from her. I'm going to say this. This was my own experience with it with one of the people that I met with, who is one of the reps for it. Where is this going?
It's not going anywhere.
Okay.
No, it's just totally, we're going to actually put this in a time vault and nobody will ever see it for like 200 years. Okay, so you have, in terms of pyramid schemes, you have Amway, you have Life Shots. Any other companies come to mind?
Isogenics?
Isogenics.
Yeah.
Is that a big pyramid scheme?
A huge one.
That's a huge pyramid scheme.
Bigger than Life Shots.
It's bigger
For the pyramid.
from a pyramid standpoint.
Pyramid.
So it's actually more illegal than Life Shots.
Way more.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
So has anybody ever tried to recruit you into these companies?
Oh, all of them.
All of them. And what do they say to you to try to recruit you?
Give us money and we will make you money.
That's pretty good line, isn't it?
Yeah.
You give me money and I will make you money.
Yeah.
Did you do it?
No.
Never?
No.
You've never done it.
No.
Will you ever do it?
No. No way.
Not ever.
Not a pyramid scheme.
Okay. What if somebody wanted to, that you told about it, they actually got involved and they wanted to sell it, but there was an opportunity for you to make some money if you got involved. Then would you want to do it?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, then wouldn't that make you being a pyramid schemer?
No. Because if I can get free product or money in exchange for what I'm doing, then I'm benefiting, at least if I keep my day job and I can get the product I love for free, then I think it would be better.
So then you're not doing a pyramid scheme.
No way.
Okay. What is your name? Becky. Becky, have you ever heard of multi-level marketing?
Yeah.
You have heard of multi-level marketing? You're a pretty smart girl. What companies come to mind when I say multi-level marketing? You're going to keep that a secret, aren't you? Have you ever heard of a pyramid scheme? Would you ever get involved in a pyramid scheme? You would. High five me, Becky. All right. Well, that was fun, wasn't it?
Did you ever tell her?
All the backstories here are, Jerry, are unbelievable. So I don't have a lot of time to tell you these stories, but so first of all, there's lots of witnesses. I don't expect you to believe me. This was completely unrehearsed. We bought $35 Starbucks cards. We hit the streets of Spokane with 3 recruiters, 3 gals on the street trying to like rope people in to sign a waiver and come to talk to this guy, not in this suit, I was in the suit, totally separate time, about whatever I wanted to talk to them about. And we had a couple of camera guys and then just me, 30 people. Now there's some people that didn't have any idea what we were talking about and they were really boring, and to keep the film from being like 45 minutes, we cut them out. The last gal you saw, Allison, or not Beth, the little girl, but the last long interview, she was actually the last number 30 person that we interviewed. And, you know, Art and I talked about, gosh, you know, because if I had this video, I had it all bleeped out, you know, because that's my company. Life Shots is my company. Yeah, I'm the guy running the pyramid scheme. Now, what's even funnier about that is we're in Spokane, Washington, and we don't have not one distributor in Spokane, Washington, not one. We only have probably 10 distributors within 100 miles of this lady. And she's not a distributor. She's the vice president of marketing of our company's best friend. And she ended up being number 30. And you know, there's even more backstory than that to this video, but we had a lot of fun and we're going to do some more of these. But I really want you to understand how random it was, because it's only 30 people. Out of those 30 people, by the way, only one person currently involved in network marketing, and only 2 people, including the one, had ever been involved. 28 out of 30 people, brand new prospects, never heard of network marketing. What does that tell you? Well, it tells you a couple things, like what Randy was talking about. You know, we do spend a lot of time. If you don't believe us, just go on Facebook and look at what we post on Facebook. Oh, I just had 97,000 people at my weekly meeting last night. We're killing it over here at XYZ Company. Really? Why'd you put that on Facebook? Who do you think's reading it? All your competitors. Just notice what we do on Facebook. We still, as a community, spend way too much of our efforts trying to impress each other about what's going on in our company, trying to recruit the 10 million of us that are already in, when 28 out of 30 people are not in. Now, guess why they're not in? What do they think about us? We've been doing this for 60 years. I've been doing it for 37 years full time. 37 years full time. As a profession, we've been doing this for 60 years. And look at what people think of us after 60 years. They think we're a pyramid scheme. They think what we do doesn't work. They don't want to do what we do. And I say the biggest reason for that is we just spend too much time over-promising and under-delivering and trying to impress people and manipulating them and asking them a bunch of agenda questions or dumping on them about how much money they can make or how much money our upline's making or, you know, how many people came to our convention or how our product cures this or cures that. And people are sick of it. And if you don't believe it, go do your own survey. Get a camera, dress up in your own suit, and go ask people what they think about what we do. And, you know, it was eye-opening for me how many people had no idea what multi-level marketing is, and they think network marketing is something totally different than what we think it is. So, you know, one of the things that's enlightening about that is when we're talking to people, they really want to know, deep down inside, I know this after 37 years. People deep down inside, they want to know really what it is we do. And they don't want to hear any funny business about that. They don't want to hear that in the elevator we're an emergency retirement specialist. Really? Wow, that's so fascinating. Tell me more about that. They don't want to hear any of that stuff. You know what they want to hear? They want to hear the truth. That's what people want to hear. Isn't that what you would want to hear? Like if you were being approached with what we do, what would you want to hear? Like, what would have you trust the person you're talking to? The truth? So there's a lesson in there that maybe we could be straighter with people, and maybe we could tone down or even eliminate the hype, and maybe 60 years from now when we go interview people, which this is what we're a stand for here at Mastermind, and it won't take 60 years for this to happen because what we've done as a community in the last 5 or 10 years far outpaces what was done in the first 50 years to educate people about the grandness of this opportunity, an opportunity that anybody can start in part-time, not sometimes, but part-time, that they can start without having any skills or education, that they can start with $500 or $1,000, and if they work a little bit, they can actually get that back in 60 or 90 days. An opportunity where people who are actually doing it, actually doing what they're teaching other people to do, they're succeeding at it, all they want to do is mentor us to do the same thing. And an opportunity where if you actually just do the do, which is really simple. How many of you have some kind of a DVD, video, some kind of a presentation you could email or hand to people? Okay, if you don't have one, get one. Our business is as simple as this. Give that to a couple of people a day, 5 or 6 days a week, for a couple of years. That's all you have to do. And your business will blow up. We guarantee it. It will blow up. Just to ask the people who have done it. That's what our business boils down to. So where else can somebody start on a part-time basis for $500 or $1,000 and be mentored by millionaires and multimillionaires and in 2 or 3 or 4 years become a millionaire themselves? Where else on this planet can you do that? Can you do that going to college? No. Can you do that buying a franchise? Well, maybe if you got $500,000, you can. Where else can you do it? You can only do it here. This is a treasure, ladies and gentlemen. This is a financial freedom treasure. And we're in such a hurry, and we're so afraid we're going to fail that we just mess it up out there. And we don't have to do that. There's an easier way. Yay? I'm going to leave you with a couple of thoughts, if this works. Maybe if that goes backwards. So I always take stock maybe every 15 years, so I've taken stock twice of my career. No, maybe every 6 months or a year, and try to keep dumbing it down and making it more simple and more simple and more simple so that the gestation period, how long it takes for people to get it, is shortened. For me, it was 2.5 years. 2.5 years of, trying to manipulate people and trying to get people in a place where I could, tell them how much money they could make and tell them how great my product was and, try to manipulate them somehow to come to the meeting. And, I tried the same things Randy did. Arguing with people and begging people. And then, I tried winning through intimidation. Robert Ringer, probably never heard of him, but, back in the 70s and 80s, we've studied people like Robert Ringer, who wrote the book, Winning Through Intimidation. And, you do like drive up in the big Cadillac and, try to do all that stuff. None of that really worked long term. Sometimes you can influence followers like the sheep to come into your organization, but that doesn't resonate with people's heart. That doesn't resonate with people's spirit, and they end up leaving, and they can't duplicate it. So I was thinking, in the last few months about what is it that I have learned after 37 years that actually gives me some mastery and some comfort and some peace about this profession? And I boil it down to one thing, and that's curiosity. See, I've always been curious about other people. And so you just imagine when you're in a conversation with somebody else, whether it's somebody you know or somebody that you just met, just pay attention to that subtle, innate urge that you have in every cell of your body for them to know who you are, for them to know your stories, for them to know your opinions. You get a sense of that subtle, like that feeling that kind of influences what we do. And that's why, when they're telling us their story, we just can't hardly wait for them to shut up so we can tell them our story. And, we can hear them talking about their story, but we're actually rehearsing our story while they're telling their story. So as soon as they take a breath, we can tell ours really good. And of course, ours has got to be just a little bit better than theirs. That's who we are as people. And that's what it is to be human. For 99% of us, when we're engaged with other people, we want them to hear us. Do you want to attract people to what we do? Just be curious about them. Just curious. Just curious. So if you're curious and you're in a conversation, what does your conversation sound like if you're curious? Questions. Now, of course, you can ask, contrive, manipulated, scripted out, set them up, knock them over questions. Or you can just ask questions that come to you in the moment. So what if you just were with people and who you were was curious? So you ask them a question, right? I don't know what that question is. I'm not even going to train you what the question is. Just try it. Just stand there in a moment and stand in the possibility of who I am is curious. Who I am for this person is curious. You can't help but ask a question. And when you ask a question, what are they going to do? Yeah, they're going to talk. And when they get done talking, if you're curious about what they said, what are you going to say next? You're going to ask another question, right? And then they're going to answer the question, and if you're still curious, what are you going to say next? You're going to ask another question. What questions are you going to ask? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Make it up in the moment. If you're curious and you want to feed somebody else's soul, be curious about them. Ask them questions that come to you in the moment. Just spontaneous, authentic questions, and listen. Now, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I'll make you an ironclad guarantee. If that's the only way you converse with people, what they're going to do sooner or later, and in most cases sooner, is they're going to hand you on a giant silver platter. They're going to put it right on the platter in front of you for you to feast on if you want. Why they would want to join you in your business. They're going to tell you why before you ask them. Because if you're curious enough about people and you keep asking them questions and listening to them, they're going to be honored. They're going to be honored like they haven't been honored in a long time. Because in almost every conversation they have, they come together with somebody and they want to be heard. That's all people want to be, just want to be heard. You know, this country's in gridlock because these people aren't smart enough in Washington, D.C. to understand that, yeah, we get it, you want to be heard, but the problem is, I want to be heard. And when two people come together and all they want is to both be heard, you just have a train wreck. And in our profession, most of us have been creating train wrecks with our prospects. Instead of getting prospects to walk away from our conversations going, that guy's kind of interesting. That gal's kind of interesting. I wonder what they do. And you know, those of you that practice this know what people do eventually when you honor them powerfully enough. What do they do as a human being? They honor you. They can't help it. What do you do? I'm an emergency retirement specialist. You want to have some fun with people? Tell them you're in one of those pyramid schemes like Amway and then shut up. Just shut up. Just create all kinds of safety in the space of silence. Because when you tell them when you're in a pyramid scheme like Amway, what they expect you to do is go after their throat. This is especially fun if you're sitting next to somebody for 2 or 3 hours on the plane. What do? Well, I'm not in Amway, but I'm in one of those pyramid schemes like Amway. You know what Amway is? Oh, yeah. And then just shut up and go back to reading your magazine. I swear to God, mark my words, within 15 minutes, within 5 minutes, you're going to see them fidget. They're going to start fidgeting. And then they're going to start looking over at whatever you're reading. Then they're going to move their magazines around a little bit. And then they're going to say something about, long flight, huh? Oh, they can't stand it. They want to know so desperately. Tell me about Amway. Tell me about that pyramid scheme. I mean, for God's sakes, Beth wanted to be in a pyramid scheme. She's 3 years old. It's a naughty word for us. You know, it's like the name Redskins for us. You know, we're like, oh no, don't call us a pyramid scheme. We're not the Washington Redskins. We're the Washington Native Americans or something. I don't know. You know, it might just help if we owned it. Because guess what? That's what most people think we are. So the only way we're going to shift them is to own it. Just own it. Yeah, one of the pyramid schemes. Like Amway. I'm at the top. Go back to reading your magazine. I'm telling you, they're going to come out of the woodwork after you. They're going to go, so I'm going to leave you with a story. This magazine is back in circulation. It's kind of esoteric, but it's a great magazine to subscribe to and read. Not too many of them that I recommend that you're going to get good meat from, but this is one, Psychology Today. This magazine was out of print for about 10 years, and this was a story in Psychology Today about 25 years ago. And it was like a 2-page story, and I just happened on it by accident, but wow, reshaped everything I've done since in network marketing. This article and a little audio tape by a guy named Larry Wilson called A New Way of Selling. A New Way of Selling. So here's the way this Psychology Today article went. This was a project that the magazine put together with the editor. And the project was about listening and curiosity and honoring people. So they put the editor of Psychology Today on a nonstop flight from New York to Los Angeles. And the agenda was whoever it was a he, is sitting next to. The agenda for that 5-hour flight is to ask your seatmate curiosity questions, listen, and then ask more questions. And do not volunteer any information about yourself. Not what your name is, not what you do for a living, not why you're going to LA, not anything about your family, nothing. Now, I don't know if they sensationalized this or not, but this is the way the article read. And I believe at least the essence of it, because I've seen it play out hundreds and thousands of times in the last 25 years. For 5 hours, the editor of Psychology Today asked his seatmate curiosity questions. And when they got off the airplane in LAX, the Psychology Today crew was standing in the airport, and they went to interview his seatmate. And they asked him, hey, what did you think about the guy that you flew out here with? Anybody know what he said? Thank you, Jordan. The most interesting person I've ever met. That's what he said. So then they said, really? What does he do for a living? Well, and so what was his name? So did he have an interesting family? So out here on LA on vacation, or was he coming out on business? Clueless. So imagine how it would be with you and the people that you encounter for the next 25 years if who you became was the most interesting person the people that you encountered had ever met. And imagine what we could do to restore and polish and beautify the reputation and the interpretation and the image of the network marketing profession, so that when we hit the streets 5 years from now or 6 years from now or 7 years from now, and we say, have you ever heard of network marketing? Instead of people going, no, or it's like Facebook. Maybe we got to say network marketing, multi-level marketing. Maybe even we got to say, like Amway. And instead of them going, they go, yeah, I have. In fact, I know a lot of people involved in it. In fact, I know a lot of people that are doing really well in it. A lot of my friends are involved in it. In fact, I've been involved in it for the last 5 years. Wouldn't that be a beautiful place to work? That's in our hands. Be the most interesting people have ever met. Thanks.